We are yearning for the real. I feel it more all the time. I know that so many of us are being drawn ever more out into nature, away from the things that feel less real to us. We're tired of everything that isn't real, tired of the unreal, tired of being told things are real when we know that they aren't, told that they have substance when to us they feel hollow because that is their true nature. We yearn for the real because we are that, and we're recognizing that increasingly. As time goes on, we're recognizing the deceptions, the falsities, the illusions everywhere around us. And we wonder, how could we have not seen it for so long? But we'll get to that later. Right now, look all about us as we recognize how the wool was pulled over our eyes, sheep. I mean, best admit it. We were in a sleep. We were in a daze. We were in a dream, many of us. I can't imagine what it would have been like for people who woke up many decades ago. But for those of us who are waking up now, we're seeing so much fake, so much phony. And as we explore and look deeper into this and consider, we see the trails, we see the timelines, we see the threads. This didn't start in the last 5 years. This didn't start in the last decade. We're recognizing that this is our whole lives. We were born into the illusion, children of the illusion, children of the matrix, programmed from birth, deluded from birth. Everything that we were brought up with. So many lies, so many falsities, and even the good, real, true things twisted, made to seem bad or given another agenda or a reason, somehow mutated. Tell me you see this. I know you see this. We see this now. I'm sure many of you recall the good times. I mean, who didn't love so much of the 80s and 90s? The TV programming and the music. But if you look at it, we have to admit, programming, making us believe things were a certain way when they are not. And do you think that was to our benefit? Or was that for another agenda? And the more that we delve into this, the more that we see how unreal, how fake, how phony all of what we've been exposed to and sold is and has been all these years. The more we start to identify broad, high, and deep, the repetition of these patterns in different areas of our lives. until we come to the point where we realize that even the people that we've kept closest to us, our loved ones, are exhibiting the patterns that we've identified were used to deceive and enslave us. And that's one of the bitterest things. We thought that humanity, if we're being fooled, if we're being lied to, until we manage to get ourselves out of this quagmire, well, we're all in this together. But no, as we wake up, we see that some of us didn't have that approach. And in fact, they have absorbed the patterns of deception, the use of inversion and illusion, of mimicry. They have patterned themselves and their own behavior after the very thing that enslaves and afflicts us. So instead of us, human to human, standing side by side, supporting each other and helping each other rise, no, even some of our number have seen fit to take the rules, the methods of the very system that keeps us bound and use it against us, person to person. And as we go on, we see this isn't as rare an occurrence as we thought. Indeed, as we start to look back, we realize we have been on the receiving end of this. Decades, multiple times, multiple people from the beginning, and maybe now just more noticeable, maybe now just worse. But still the same, still the pattern. Just back then, harder to discern, and we were still much more asleep then. Yes, as I said, this is one of the bitterest points to reach within the awakening journey, as it is so far, because you come to realize that all those feelings that there's something wrong, I don't fit in, why are people okay with this system and how things are, and why does it feel wrong to me everywhere I go, every job I have, every group of people I meet, the system follows and it doesn't feel right. And yet you look around in bewilderment and you see so many people just going with it and feeling fine with it. So you stay in this feeling of confusion, but you hope to meet your tribe, and then you meet some people who you feel you do get on well with, maybe. But that's an illusion. They're just another level of the system in these particular circumstances where, you know, you encounter people using the methods of the system for their own gain. So while you're struggling and bewildered and not understanding why you don't fit in and why none of this makes sense, under those circumstances, the people you think understand you, feel the same, care about you and love you, unbeknownst to you, utilize the methods of the system to further siphon from you, to further confuse you, to further keep you low as they enhance their own monetary gain, freedom off your back. Oh, pity, pity. Wasn't the saying, don't kick a man when he's down? But let's not pretend that we're all treating each other like humans out here. No, the parasitic, vampiric methods are being utilized by those we would call our friends. Remember, the enemy is within thy gates, and we're seeing it more and more and more. This is why we yearn for the real, when the very people who say they love us, when the very institutions meant to protect us, when these things are shown to be fake, rubbish, nonsense, bullshit of the highest order, is it any wonder we're yearning for the real? We realize we've been up to our necks in a swamp of deception which we've played into. We've given our energy to it. We've fed the beast. Now the beast has a straw and it's feeding on us. And perhaps when we were in an intoxication, when we were in a doze, somehow we got by. But not now, not now as we're coming out of our slumber, not now when we realize the injustice, the sickness, the revolting patterns that are playing out, the predatory nature of everything that's occurring. Hell, if it was only happening at the highest levels, no, friend, it trickles all the way down and it goes all the way up and it goes all the way on both sides, and it's in the material, it's in the mental, it's in the spiritual. We are ensconced, immersed, I yearn for the real. Could anything be more important? To step as fully as possible out of delusion? But yeah, I get it. It's not easy. Up until this point, and even maybe after this, the fact is, you can't handle the truth. Yeah, but I'm going to try. I keep trying. I keep trying to increase my ability to frickin' believe the unbelievable, because we all need to practice that. The depth, the brevity of the darkness and the illusion in which we have been and still are to a large degree. It's so full on that we need to place a concerted effort to get ourselves out of this mire that our minds were programmed into. And yeah, it happens in layer after layer after layer. It's just turtles all the way down. But can we do any less than keep persisting? Because how do you think we will find the real? How do you think we will get close to the real when we are submerged in the unreal? And it's getting more unreal all the time. How do you think we will be able to go that way when everything is going that way? Or however you want to frame it. We have to be the real. It's us. We yearn for the real, but it's not outside. The real is here. We are the real. This is why we yearn for it. We know that it shouldn't feel so far away. We know that it's not a foreign concept. We know that we should be one with it, and it doesn't feel that way. Because of everything that our senses show us. But if you yearn for the real, if you recognize the unreal that tries to pass itself off as real, that we cannot any longer keep patting it on the head and going, yes, okay, you're a real boy. Yes, you are. No, it's not real. It's not good enough. It's fake. It's false. That's why the fruits of it are so god awful. If something is fake, if something is phony, if something is rotten from the core, if it's moldy underneath and the bottom is about to fall out, don't pat it on the head and say, oh yes, okay, you're real. It's not real. It's fake. No matter how much it dresses itself in the costume of the real. By the time it reveals itself in its true nature, you know there's only mourning there. There's only grief there. So we yearn for the real because we can bring it forth from ourselves. It's not something we make. It's not something we create necessarily. It's something we reveal to ourselves and then to each other and to the whole of this realm. It's not something to find out there. It's something to recognize within. So let's peel off every false code that we've been carrying around like a burden since we were infants who didn't know that they were being coded, programmed like a frickin' machine. If, like me, you are not a machine, even if you've been treated like one, if you're a human, reclaim your humanity. touch grass, yearn with me for the real. Let's not continue in willful ignorance when we know it'd never suffice. We will never feel fulfilled in that. So if you yearn for the real, remember, we're here. Here we are. It's now to make the real real. It's the only way to show up the unreal for just how fake it is. If you enjoyed the message today, please consider liking and subscribing, and make sure you get outside and get some nature and realness for yourself.